Modesty Testimony Podcast. I am your host, Jakira, and we are here today with our sister, Naiima. First and foremost, we want to give all glory or honor to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who is the head of both of our lives. And this podcast is not for vainglory. This podcast is for edification. This podcast is for encouragement. And this podcast is just to shed light on something that we all do, being brothers and sisters in holiness. And that is go through modesty. Whether you're into fashion or even if you're not, modesty is something that we all do. So we just like to take a journey down our paths of modesty, whether you grew up in the faith or even if you didn't grow up in modesty or in holiness. We just like to go down the path of modesty, talk about the obstacles, the trials, and the victories and triumphs, and how the Lord has helped us with these obstacles and how his mighty hand has transformed us, not only on the outside, but on the inside. Hi, Sister Naiima. How you doing today?
I am doing all right today.
We had some technical difficulties, guys. I'm so sorry. Please bear with us. We were supposed to start at 2 o'clock, but we had some technical difficulties. But thanks be unto God, we are here now. So we're not going to waste any more time. So, Naiima, tell us, how did you grow up? Did you grow up in the faith? So you were in modesty growing up, or did you come into the faith and you had to make a transition?
So I didn't grow up in the faith. So I had to make the transition from how I was dressing in the world, and then transitioning over to holiness, and just changing my whole entire look.
Okay, so let's journey a little bit into how you used to dress. We're not gonna go too much into, but let me see. How did you feel dressing the way you used to dress? And why did you dress that way? Was it learned?
So before holiness, I grew up in a church and everything. We were taught that we were only supposed to wear skirts. And they were like knee length or like below the knee. So it was a learned thing. Yeah, it was just a learned thing. How I dressed. It was off of what I was taught and what they were preaching on and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you feel dressing the way you used to dress? Did you feel confident? Did you feel like, like you look, because, when we dress the way we dress in the world, we kind of look like everybody else at that point. So did you feel confident? Did you feel like comfortable because other people dress like that too?
So what I can recall is when I was younger, I was just dressing how I was dressing. I wasn't like uncomfortable with it. I was just doing it, like with the skirts and everything. I would say when I started to like really realize how I was dressing and everything, it might have been in high school. But before that, I was just going along, fitting on what I was supposed to, what they told us to, how we supposed to dress and everything. But whenever I got to high school, I started to pay more attention to how I dress, what I put on. And I wouldn't say I was uncomfortable with it, but I was just, I enjoyed dressing how I dressed because I started to get into like fashion and like and to put like different outfits together and everything. So I was really into the fashion, and I wasn't really uncomfortable with it.
Okay. So you said growing up like in a church atmosphere, and this was like not the truth for God, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they had like requirements on what they allowed you guys to wear, or like they kind of like told you guys what to wear. Okay. Can you say at some point the media shaped your style during that time?
Yes, most definitely.
Yes, most definitely.
I can recall like just being on social media and seeing how all the girls used to dress and always just wanted to have what they had and just wanted to have like that type of look. And I know it's not really clothing related, but just seeing how the girls were all put together with makeup, they had their hair straightened, what they were wearing, I wanted that.
Yeah.
But, being in a church atmosphere and how we were taught, I knew like, okay, I can't dress like that. But I would sort of still try to like pull stuff together and still have like little stuff on.
Okay, like if you know we gotta tell the truth from here. We gonna be honest up here, but yeah, I mean, right. And like you said, you wasn't in the truth of God, so yeah, so yeah. Okay, so you'll just try to. You were still into fashion and everything, so you would still try to just put your pieces of what you saw going on and try to incorporate that into the rules or what they said to do. Okay, so. You grew up are you in Philadelphia? You grew up in Philadelphia, right?
Yes.
Okay, so can you say that Philly had an influence on your style? Like the environment of being in Philly, did that have any type of influence on the way you wanted to dress?
Yeah, most definitely. Just going to school down here and everything and seeing how all the other girls dress, how they wore their pants, how they wore their hair and everything. It definitely influenced my wanting to like change my attire and everything. But again, I didn't really like go as far as to actually do it at a certain point. I know like at school we have like requirements where we did have to wear pants and everything. And in those moments I was excited to put them pants on and just be like everybody else, because I would constantly get questioned like, why you always wearing skirts?
Yeah.
So whenever I had the chance, I would put it on so I can just be like everybody else.
Yeah. I understand that. Definitely understand that. Did your friends at that time, did they influence your style too? Like your school friends or your neighborhood friends, did they influence how you dress?
I'm not gonna lie. In school, I didn't have many friends because I was really shy.
Okay.
But the friends that I did have did go to the same church that I went to. But their style and how they dress kind of rubbed off on me as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you like how they were dressing? So you were like, like influenced because you liked it, or was it just because y'all was friends?
Not that I didn't like it, because I had like a certain style when I was younger. But however they were dressing, it was kind of the same because we were going to the same church.
Okay.
So whatever they were doing, I was doing. But they might have been doing something different, and then I try to like do the same thing.
Okay. So, but you said you did have your own style. Like you did have your own style. So, and were you shy to like really just be yourself and, wear the things that you really wanted to wear in front of those friends?
I wouldn't say I was shy to do it. I was more so scared to get caught doing because I really wanted to like wear certain things. So I just didn't really do it. So I wouldn't say it was like shyness.
You wanted to be in line with what you was told to do at the same time.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That definitely makes sense. So let's talk a little bit about social media. Did you ever feel pressure to show up on social media in a certain way?
I probably did when I was younger.
Okay.
Like recently, I was looking back at like all of my old videos and how like how I was back then before holiness, and just looking at them, I could see how social media definitely shaped how I was, how I dressed.
Yeah.
And
So, excuse me, talking about social media shaping, because I can definitely say that too, that social media for sure shapes it. But is it because of who you follow? Like, let's talk a little bit about that, because social media has a real big influence today on everybody. Like, I want to say the youth for sure, because the youth is more, like more easier to get influenced because they're younger. But even grown adults like are influenced by social media and trying to chase, the hype on social media. So, do you think it's more like people you were following or the trends that was coming up?
it had a lot to do with the people I was following, like the big celebrities, like SZA, her, all them type of different celebrities. They had like a certain look and everything. So just based on whatever they were doing or whatever they were wearing, however they were dressing and everything, it definitely like puts a strain on like how like us like the younger generation looks at ourselves and we want to wear or do what they're doing. So it's definitely like shaping us to be more observant of like different fashion trends, just different things that people are doing.
That is actually really true. I definitely agree with that. The impact that social media has and following the celebrities and, the pages, the drama pages, and like the quote unquote baddies and all that definitely has a big impact.
Yes. It's so, I feel like it's worse now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting worse by the day at this point. The outfits, the music, it's getting worse and worse. Do you feel like social media has some good qualities to it as well as bad?
If you use social media wisely, like just going off of what we are taught and everything at holiness, like about social media, you just want to be careful. I do think you can get some positive things from social media. Just like something like this, we're on live, we're talking about something that's educational, that's benefiting those in holiness, and then as well as people who's still out in the world, because they might not really know about like holiness. They might not know the right way to dress and everything.
Right. Thank God. So let's talk about holiness. Now that we're talking about holiness, let's talk about holiness. For those that know, and just like she said, for those of you who don't, holiness is our faith. Okay, we serve the Lord our Jesus Christ and Him alone. And holiness is our faith. So let's talk about holiness for Naiima. When you first came in and you first heard that you have to transition into modesty, what happened? Like, how did you feel? What took place?
So when I was introduced to holiness, it was like a gradual thing. Like when I first heard about it, I remember hearing how we are supposed to have our heads wrapped, right? And I automatically started wrapping my hair. After hearing about it and thinking about it, I personally didn't know the reason that we had to wrap our hair, but I just instantly did it because I'm seeing my older sisters doing it. So I'm like, oh, so this gotta be the right thing to do if like they're doing it. So I just instantly started wrapping my head. But I'm still out in the world. I was wrapping my head, and then I ended up stopping for a while. And then after a while, I would say 2023 is when like I really started to transition over. I would say towards the end of the year of 2023, maybe like somewhere October, November, I got really sick out of nowhere. And it really scared me. Like I felt like I was dying. And I was just going back and forth to the hospital. And it really like put fear in me because I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna die. And just knowing like the teachings from like our church and everything, I'm like, I'm going to hell if I don't like, if I die right now, I'm going to hell. So I just started to like fear more, and then that's when I started really changing. And I think one day, I believe I was like really upset. And I was like scared because I was feeling sick. I was in pain. And my sister was like, do you want to go to church with me? So I was like, yeah, like I was excited. So I'm like, let's go. I don't remember what was taught that night at all. But ever since then, I believe I had went one more time after that. And then I believe during end of the year of 2023, I was at home and I was listening to the end of the year message. And I had heard like my brother received the Holy Ghost, and I was like, oh my goodness. Like what's going on? And I remember just in the room and I was crying, like I was bawling because I'm like, this is not fair.
Oh
so like I might have, I don't know if I was like repenting in that moment, but I was just remembering like I was just apologizing to God about how I was, what I was doing, everything. So at that moment, I just made up my mind like I'm not doing this no more. And then in January of 2024 is when I officially started going. I was baptized the same day. And that's when like I just started changing my attire. When I first attended like a Tuesday or Thursday night service, I knew not to go in there with makeup on. I took off my makeup and I just went in there. I had my hair wrapped. And from other people, like observation, they thought I was already going because I had my hair wrapped. I didn't have no makeup on. I had like the whole fit on. Like, but I just knew not to come in there like that because I knew it was wrong, but I still was doing it. So afterwards, I started like dipping and dabbing into different styles. I would definitely say how my sister's dress rubbed off of me on me like so much. Like one sister in particular, her style is so good, and I would just be copying her outfits and just copying her style. But over time, I would start to do like different things that I would like to do. Pairing different outfits and clothes and everything. Like before I came into holiness, I was into the street style. Like, even though I had to wear skirts, I still was having my sneakers on, the hoodies on, the beanies and everything. But after holiness, I started to really dab into like the more feminine style, like the florals, the cottage core themes and everything. I wasn't really that type of girl to have those like florals on, like that wasn't me. But just seeing the other sisters and how they dress and just becoming friends with them, it started to rub off on me. Like, all right, let me start trying the florals, the straw hats and everything. Mm-hmm. So now, like, you can see me with a straw hat on. You can see me with the florals, the more flowy things. I don't think the transition.
So beautiful.
Right? Like, I started to actually enjoy how I was dressing. I would say more so last year. I know one of the things I struggled with was the head covering. Because I wanted my hair out. Like, I had so much hair, I wanted everybody to see it. So I kind of struggle with that. In a way, like, I really want my hair out, but I know I'm supposed to have my head covered, so I'm going to still cover it. But still find ways to have my hair wear down and everything. But more recently, I've been like really enjoying having my head covered and everything. But yeah, I wouldn't say it was a hard transition.
Yeah.
But in different aspects, it was definitely like making me feel like uneasy. But I still ended up doing it because I knew it was like the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, I want to touch on, you said something so beautiful. I get so encouraged by these myself. You said something so beautiful that your sister, you see your sisters, and you have a few sisters?
I have a lot of sisters.
You have a lot of sisters. And they're in holiness.
Yeah, so I would say most of my sisters are in holiness right now. Not all. But the ones that are, they definitely like impact on how I dress now.
Yeah. So how was that? Like, seeing your sister, because like you said, you know, on Instagram and on the social medias, at first the influence was, you know, the sisters, the hers, and these girls. But then you had your sisters, you know, in holiness. They getting up, they getting themselves together, being things on the inside and out. Holy girls, dressed up on the way to serve God. Like, how was that for you as a little sister to see that? That's so special.
It was really nice to see. Because it was different. Like, before then, I was seeing like a lot of people out in the world and how they dress. But once I started seeing my sisters, like their whole wardrobe changed. I'm just like, oh, this is different. This is like, I never seen it before. So they definitely impacted. And I know they had to go through a different process going into holiness and everything. So once I came in, I didn't have like, I'm trying to find a word. Like, they had it was basically a trial run. Like, after they got all their items together, I would see what they were doing now. I'm like, oh, okay, so let me just do this and this. Like, I don't have to start off with the little turban buns with the little bun at the top. I didn't have to go through that phase. But it was
the phase of just like,
just having like the plain long skirts on, or try to figure out what I'm gonna wear now.
Yeah. so special though, because there's so many people, that's a very special testimony. Some people are in holiness by themselves, like some people are in holiness by themselves. So that's really special to have like some siblings there with you, being taught the teachings and everything, and they being women. So you're able to, like you said, like kind of follow what they're doing and go along with what they're doing. So what was your first step when you started to transition from the street style skirts to like did you start throwing stuff away, or did you one thing at a time?
I don't think I started throwing anything away actually. I would just I'm trying to see, because I didn't have that many I wouldn't say they were short skirts, but they were like probably below the knee.
Okay.
So what I would do, I would just take from my sister's stuff. Whatever she had, she would let me borrow. I would just start doing that. But over time, my wardrobe did end up changing. Like the short skirts, they ended up going somewhere else. I didn't purposely throw them away. They were just there. But I just wouldn't wear them.
Okay. Okay. So what did your first purchase look like to find modest clothing? Did you find it hard to find clothes, or because your sisters was already into it, you had that like guidance from your sisters?
So it wasn't really hard to find clothes. I like hear different people say, "Oh, I can't find these clothes." I'm like, y'all can just go on these websites. Like these websites have so much stuff on it. Like I believe my first convention was Youth Convention 2024. And I was still kind of wearing the same stuff I was wearing. But it was still appropriate for church. It was still kind of in the guidelines. I don't think I brought anything for youth convention. I would just using what I had and then pulling from my sisters. I remember it was this one outfit. I had on a white turtleneck with a brown long skirt. But the skirt was kind of fitted, so I couldn't wear it alone. I pulled from my sisters. My sister had like this long orange shawl. I had threw that on top with like this crochet hat on, and that was one of my outfits for youth convention. And it looked nice. I was like, okay, this is like still kind of in my style a little bit. So yeah, I don't think for youth convention I brought anything. But for the next convention, international, I was on Shein and I started buying dresses. I can't even like really remember the outfits that I had for international. Oh wait, yes I can. It was like this Asian style dress that I had on. See, that wasn't really in my style range, but we were all gonna do like in that type of range of clothes. Like I know my brother here on like the Asian style like suit jacket thing. And my sister, she had on that whole outfit. But my first purchase was definitely that Asian style dress. It was like cream. It was long. It wasn't too short. And I was so excited to put it on and everything. I had like the hair pieces and like my head wrapped in a certain way. And I was so excited to wear it.
Oh, that sounds exciting. So you guys do that as a family, like have like themes, outfit themes and stuff?
Yeah, at certain times, I know like on certain Sundays, we be like, oh, let's all wear brown. Or like certain conventions, I know. I believe this past regional that just passed. We all had wore brown together.
Nice.
So that was really nice.
That's super cute. You guys take a big picture, like a group picture and everything. Yeah. Oh, that is so cute. So let's talk about finding your style in modesty. You mentioned that you find your style, seeing different things, seeing your sisters. For someone young, maybe a girl coming into the faith for the first time, and like you said, you kind of skip the whole little turban right here, everything, because you have your sisters to help you out. But for someone coming in that doesn't have family or friends or anybody that's in holiness, it's just her. What would you say to her? Like, where should she look for? Like, how can she find her style without just feeling like I don't know what to do? Or like, what would you say to her?
I would definitely say go off of things that you like and make sure it's still appropriate. So like with me, I like the street style type outfits. But those outfits are based around pants. So whenever I would still do the like street style, I would have me a long jean skirt. The jean is still kind of street style. And just go off of that. You might like a different style of clothes, like more feminine, like florals, like long, like floral dresses. Like in the world, you used to wear like they used to be short, or like the back might be out. But you can still do that, but you still just make sure you cover up. Like if you like the florals, make sure your long floral dress is long. If you like just different styles. Just make sure the style is appropriate and what you're wearing is appropriate.
Yeah.
And then you can always ask like the sisters, like you might see different sisters wearing different things. You can't really go off of what people are doing.
Right.
But if you see and it goes along with the guidelines and you like it, or you may not be used to it. So just try it out. You may like it in the end. Like with me and florals and like the long dresses and everything, that wasn't really my style, but I still ended up trying it out. And at first I wasn't really with it. Like, this is not me. Like I'm gonna have to go back to my jean skirts and everything, but over time it definitely rubbed off on me.
Okay.
And we also like at HQ we have like the little closet thing for like sisters that's just coming in, or people that's in need and everything. So they can look through the stuff in the closet. You might see something in there that you like, and just try to put it together with the stuff that you already have.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, I didn't know that was at headquarters. Okay, yeah. So it's a closet of like clothes for someone who may be less fortunate, and they're able to go in there, and it's according to the bylaws and everything. That's nice. Okay, good, beautiful. So what places would you give her to look for clothes if she wanted to shop for some things? Like, where would you tell her to go?
I would definitely tell her to try out the online websites like Shein, because those are like really affordable.
Yeah.
What other websites? There's a lot of websites, but the one that I know that's really affordable is Shein. And I get a lot of my clothes from there.
Yeah.
You can go to H&M. They sometimes have like long skirts and stuff up in there. I have like a Primark down here.
Okay.
Sometimes I go in there. They've been like doing really good with the skirts recently. Like I was up in there a couple weeks ago. I'm like, okay, Shein, y'all got some skirts up in here. But yeah, those are like the more affordable things I would tell them to do.
Okay. How about Amazon? I got
Amazon too. I forgot about that.
I got some shirts off of Amazon. Would you recommend her Amazon?
Yes,
For sure.
I got some of my
Yes,
outfits from there too.
Yes. Do not sleep on Amazon, guys. Amazon has some things. They got some things up there. They get a little pricey sometimes. They do get a little pricey, but Amazon is good. So, Naiima, did you always feel confident in modesty? And do you feel confident now?
No, I didn't always feel confident in it. I know when I was first coming in, like I was really shy. And just not, I just didn't want to be different. Like when I switched over, I was still working the same job I was working before holiness. So they see my whole transition. And it was so weird because like one moment I had a full face of makeup. My arms was out. I had on like this knee lift dress. And after winter break, like everything has changed. Like I wasn't wearing makeup no more. I didn't have on a tight fitted dresses no more. My head was covered, so I was kind of like scared what they were thinking. Like they never said anything to me about it, but I know they were like looking and stuff like, what happened over winter break? So I wasn't really always confident in it. But now I can say I'm more confident in it than beforehand. I'm like experimenting still with like things I put on, things I wear. I started a Pinterest because I would get compliments on my outfits and then like my style of clothes and everything. So I'm like, they was like, you should start like a Pinterest and stuff like that. I'm like, maybe, I don't know. And it was a while before I started my Pinterest. But after that, I just started uploading my outfits and everything. And after getting people saying they like my style, they like my outfits, they like how I rep my head, I started to get more confident in it. I started to get like more comfortable and able to like do something like out of the box. Like I won't have the same style as yesterday. Like I might have a street style on today, and then tomorrow I got my straw hat on and everything. So I'm definitely more confident in it now.
That is so beautiful. I'm so glad to hear that. So, once again, last question. Just some encouragement for someone coming into holiness. Just anything in general, maybe not even related to modest fashion or anything, or dressing modest, but just in general, just somebody coming in, even if it's a brother or it's a sister, but they coming into holiness for the first time. Like, what encouraging words would you say to them?
I would say be yourself. Because I struggle, and even now, sometimes I struggle with being myself, having my own kind of sense of humor, having my own style, and just trying to replicate other people. I would just say be yourself and be comfortable with being yourself. As long as it goes along with guidelines and it's not going against the Bible or whatever. Just be yourself. Because you're going to get tired of replicating other people. So when you just start off being yourself, it's not like you gotta prove something like, I'm just like y'all. Because I feel myself trying to prove myself too. And I'm like, I can do this. I can wear the long skirts. I can have my head wrapped. I was just constantly trying to prove like I was really in this way and everything. So I would say just be yourself, be comfortable with it. Take your time, because if you just rush into things, you'll definitely bring yourself out. And I've went through the burnout too. I was burning myself. I'm like, okay, I need to slow down. And at times I didn't even know how to slow myself down. So I would say be yourself, take your time, be humble, and just allow yourself to learn. You know, from your sisters, they might have advice for you. And then just stuff that's taught over the pulpit. Just keep it in mind, think about it, and just take your time with everything.
Take your time. So that was the Modesty Testimony Podcast. That was our beautiful sister Naiima in holiness. I really enjoyed this, Naiima. I'm so glad you came on.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you came on. So we're gonna let you go. Peace be, sis.
Peace be.
Bye. Peace be. So that was the Modesty Testimony Podcast, guys. I believe this is episode 6. That was our beautiful sister Naiima. All glory and honor and praise be to our Lord Jesus Christ. That was so beautiful. That was so beautiful. That was so fulfilling. I take something from these podcasts. I love having these conversations, and I take something from these podcasts, and I learn also. And I just feel so fulfilled right now. So I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all took something from this also. And as always, Lord's will, I will catch you on the next podcast. Peace be.